Hey everyone, Luke here with another video. In today's video, I'm just basically giving you the rundown on what is going on with the recent piece of land that I bought. As of today, we are officially done cleaning up this mess of a property. So in today's video, I'm just going to kind of give you a rundown on everything that happened, the condition of the property that I found it in, why it was a for sure good buy, what it's worth now, what I paid for it, and just going to kind of show you some before and after photos. Let's go. Hey everybody, so kind of super excited with this video because I have been out of my office most of this week. If you guys have been messaging me on Facebook, I've been a little bit delayed with my responses because I have been so busy taking trips over to this property and just making sure that we get it cleaned up. So a little background on this property, if you guys watched my earlier videos, this property basically had a drug bust take place on it, and the home that was actually on it was completely burnt down. It was a single wide mobile home. It's one of the last areas that actually allows mobile homes, and now that it is burnt down, I am able to put down either a stick-built house, which is a traditionally built house, or a modular home on a slab or a basement. So kind of interesting. So it's kind of an interesting lot. This lot is basically located around 2 minutes from the highway, but if you look at the lot from the pictures, you would never really guess that it's located next to a highway. It's just one of those areas where basically you make a left, you make a right, and then go down a dead-end road, and there it is, and it's kind of sitting on its own peaceful, 3 or 4 row lot road, and it's just there, and it's a really beautiful find. I mean, I couldn't be more happy with it. Now, when I first got to this property, you'll see here on the screen, I'm just going to kind of zoom in this photo. You can just see all the junk. I mean, this property was absolutely ridiculous. Down here where you can see my cursor moving, this is where the burnt up mobile home was. It's absolutely ridiculous. What I was told by the neighbors basically that greeted me as soon as they saw a skid steer out there working on this property, they immediately came over to greet me with warm welcomes, handshakes, hugs. I mean, people were so happy that somebody took over this property that had goals and that was going to take action and actually clean it up instead of just letting it sit there or let another town terror into the neighborhood. I guess the person who lived here basically had a bunch of drug problems. There was all kinds of other drug problems individuals running around at this piece of land. They were kind of terrorizing the neighborhood, and yeah, so it was kind of crazy that, I stumbled upon this, and basically how I acquired it, if you guys saw in the earlier video, I basically bailed this guy out of jail, had him deed the property over to my name, didn't even know the guy or anything, just basically took a chance by bailing him out, cut a deal with him, and boom, I got the property. But that being said, this was the condition that I got the property in. And the funny thing is when I went to go look at the property, the photos did not include any of this mess. So absolutely misleading, but at the price that it was listed for, it was listed for $5,000. That absolutely makes this lot worth it. It's about 0.75 acres, so around 3/4 of an acre. And for $5,000 in the location it's in, it's worth way more than that. But that being said, going back to the video, look at this mess, guys. I mean, this is an absolute mess. I mean, you've got this burnt down mobile home over here. You had all of this garbage, rubbish. Like, these people were throwing garbage there. They obviously had their garbage service shut off. They weren't paying their bills. Just all kinds of dirty, nasty stuff. We found needles on the ground. We found, just garbage, burned barrels. There was like 2 separate fire pits. Absolute total mess. I mean, this place was a disaster. So it needed somebody like myself that was going to take action and actually clean it up fast. If somebody would have bought this and thought that they were just going to pick it up by hand and not spend any money investing into this property, that would have took them probably months, and they could have walked away with some kind of weird disease, because there was drug use on the property. There was needles that we found in the dirt. It was an absolute mess. It was absolutely terrible. So that's why I called my friend Austin, who owns First Choice Landscape. I've known him for quite a while, kind of went to school with him, heard his name, he's heard my name, and recently we've become quite close. I've hired him to do a few things for me. He's a really good guy, he has an awesome business, and he came out there pretty much spur of the moment and basically started working on the property and started cleaning everything up. I mean, there was no other way to do this just because of the fact that there was needles on the ground, and there's no way to clean up a property like this. I mean, if you were to do it by hand, you'd have to be so careful. You'd have to watch your every step, your every move, and it just wasn't worth it to me to spare that money and going there and picking it up by hand. One of the things that I've stressed in my other videos is time management and your time to dollar value. So if it's going to cost me, basically $200 to be out there an hour and, be away from my office and take me 2 months, absolutely not worth it. So I hired my friend. He charges me a little over, basically around $100 an hour is what it is. So, but to have him out there with a skid steer, we got this whole property done this week. So for those of you guys that watched earlier videos, basically last week I actually acquired the property, and now it's only Wednesday, and as of I think it was yesterday, we are completely done with this project. So super thrilled about that, but just a huge mess, and it's incredible what you can do if you set your mind to something, you make the right phone calls, and you have the right connections. So that being said, I'm going to go to the next photo here. Just kind of want to continue to show you guys basically, the mess that I went through. Here's another photo right here on the screen. This is the mobile home that burnt down. This is kind of like the frame and the roof. I mean, this thing was so melted down that the roof actually curled over the top of it. I mean, everything was kind of melted together. And what we had to do is we actually had to chop this frame up with a chop saw, and then we had to load it with the skid steer into a trailer. It was all metal, so we took that to a salvage yard. By the way, anybody out there, just from a business person to business person, if you think you're gonna make a living off of scrapping stuff and running around, absolutely not. And for anybody out there wondering, do those guys really make money? No, they really don't. This entire mobile home frame was cut up in an hour because of the fact that my friend Austin has a chop saw. It's a very expensive saw. It can also be used to cut concrete. And then on top of that, he has a $70,000, I think it's like a $70,000 Bobcat to load all of it, so it didn't have to be cut up small enough to load by hands by people. It was all skid steer Bobcat loaded into a trailer, and we drove it to the salvage yard. I was just curious, me personally, I've never done anything like this. Like, I've never cut up a mobile home frame. I've never, been one of those guys like, hey, I'm going to scrap the metal and make money. And so it was kind of an experiment for us, and it was really interesting, but unfortunately it ended up being really disappointing. For this entire frame and the tin and everything on that, we got like $145. So after I got that amount, I ended up just giving all of it to my friend. I just said, here you go, man. Not that he really is hurting for the money either. I mean, we were both kind of like laughing just at the fact that it's like, wow, like there is no money in that, but there are people out there that think that they can make a killing off this stuff. I don't know where they got that idea from. But anyways, that being said, super excited to show you all this. This is the kind of work that went into it. So you see the property was a total mess. Over here by my cursor, this is where all the garbage was like stacked up. We actually had two 30-yard dumpsters out there, and then we filled up a 7x14 dump trailer also. So this project was just, it was a huge mess. Basically, we scraped, like an inch or two off of actually the entire property's soil. We did tree trimming. My brother came over and he ended up cutting down like 3 trees. We cut those up, got a burn permit, burned those on the property. So absolutely crazy. So we cut down 3 trees, opened it up, cleaned all the garbage up, cut the frame up and everything. And just to kind of go back here again on this other picture that I was showing you guys, just kind of want to show you basically, there you go. There's the first picture right here. You guys can kind of see that obviously this entire property is a mess. There was this tree right here, this tree right there. It was just a mess. It was a property that was definitely worth more than $5,000, even with the junk on it. But the tax assessment was over $30,000. So I paid $3,800 for this property. The tax assessment is over $30,000. So I basically 10 times my money in a matter of 3 to 4 days time. And obviously I had to invest a little bit into the property too. But lo and behold, just wanted to kind of show this to you guys to motivate you that just because something on the outside looks like it can't be fixed or looks like, it's completely hopeless. People out there think that, oh, if I invest in myself, I'm not going to be able to do anything with it, or investing in stuff is a waste of my money, or investing my time in something. You as an entrepreneur, to be able to make money in real estate or any kind of investing, even investing in yourself, investing in a course, a mentor, phone flipping, whatever, you have to be able to see the bigger picture and see what it could become. Now, what's cool is with this, so I bought the property for $3,800. I saw the tax assessment of $30,000. I'm assuming that a tax assessment was done before this property looked like this junk giant mess here. However, what that told me is that if I clean this lot up, I potentially have a $30,000 to $40,000 lot here, maybe more if the septic works on it. There is electric on the lot, there is city water, and I'm hoping that the septic works. If the septic works, this lot could be easily $40,000, and that means, like I said, I over 10 times my money basically just by buying this lot and cleaning it up. But when I saw this lot, I saw the location, I saw the value, I knew that it could be something great with a few days worth of work. And obviously, I wasn't out there doing everything by hand. I hired the right people to come in there and do it. And basically, we got it all done within 3 days. I was out there, obviously, watching here and there. I helped with a few things just because I do like to stay humble. I don't really like I don't care how much money I have. I don't think that it is right to just hire people to do something and then you're not even part of the project. I guess maybe that's my remodeling side. Like, for those of you guys that know, I have rental properties, and a lot of the times I will do the demolition work myself because of the fact that one, I think it's kind of fun, and two, it literally saves me like 50% of the remodeling cost, and all you have to do is rip stuff apart and throw it away. I mean, it's not that hard. It's pretty easy, and if it takes me a few days and it saves me $5,000, why not? But that being said, I like actually being out on projects, even if I'm hiring the work out, just because I like to be there. And if something gets missed also, I like to be able to tell people, hey, that needs to get done, or hey, you were supposed to do this. I like to make sure that everything is done up to my standards. That way we don't have to go back and revisit it. But that being said, without further avail, talking, etc., this is what the property now looks like after we got done cleaning it up. And I got a nice big picture of it during the day. This is like a, I don't know, where you flip the phone over and you can get that wide camera angle, so you're going to see the entire property. This is what we did in a matter of a few days, and now the property is definitely worth easily 10 times what I paid for it. And I just got the deed in the mail, so I'm super excited. All that went through, it's clean, clear, and in my name. This is the property. So as you guys can see, huge difference. And you can see right there, there's our dumpster off to the right. There's the dumpster off the left. There's the dump trailer that was also full. There was a lot of stuff that came out of this property. So just kind of an overview again, you can see kind of back here where this cement slab is, where my cursor is, there was the mobile home that burnt up over there completely, basically down to the frame. However, there was a bunch of wood decking. There was a bunch of metal burnt up inside there. And then around the circumference of this cement block, there was garbage like this thick all the way around it. There was needles, there was garbage bags, there was just random buckets full of whatever. There was like motor oil stuff. It was just terrible. I mean, there was just so much garbage. Like, you wouldn't even know how somebody lives like that. And to somebody who's never done any investing, somebody who's never done any demolition or renovation or anything like that, you would have to be crazy to buy this property, or be crazy to be able to see what you're seeing on the photo right here on the screen right now without actually doing it before. And like I said, I have done, some rental properties that I have. I've renovated them, made them very nice. So I know what you can do with something that has good bones. And this lot is a very beautiful lot. It's got some good trees in it. It's got, it's got a good shape to it. It's basically a complete square, so it isn't long one way, short one way. It's actually a really nice lot. It's about the same length as it is width, so it's a very beautiful lot. We're probably going to do like an L-shaped driveway. But going back here to the picture, so you can see on this tree right here, obviously we trimmed up this entire tree basically up to, I don't know, about 10 feet up we did, just so that you could drive in and out of there whether you have a car or a truck. And then same thing with this tree, we trimmed it up. And then there's another tree over here that you can't see, but we trimmed that one up. There was a tree right here, you can see kind of on the screen where my cursor is. There is a huge tree here. We cut that one completely down. And then if you remember in the first picture, there was a pine tree behind this tree, and then another big tree. We completely cut that one down. I'll just jump back to the first photo quick. You see this pine tree right here and this big tree, we cut both of those down. So we literally completely cleaned up this entire property, got trees cut up, down, burnt them up, got the ash pile cleaned up into a dumpster, trimmed up all the trees, basically got all of the, soil kind of graded. I mean, the lot is pretty level. Obviously, you could go back and hand rake it if you wanted to get it even nicer than it is, but as it sits right now, this lot is pretty awesome. I mean, I just can't believe that, me basically seeing a piece of property on Facebook and then not taking no for an answer or no response for an answer, finding out that the property owner was in jail, bailing him out, having him basically sign the property over to me, and, you know, just basically selling him on the fact that, hey, I just paid your bail. Can I buy your property? This is what I'm going to give you for it, and I'll pay off your other stuff. And he was super happy about it. He was all for it. You know, I took a risk at that because I could have paid the guy's bail, and he could have totally just walked out and just left. I mean, he could have just said, screw you, man. I don't know you. I don't care that you paid my bail. I don't want to sell my property, or I decided not to. You know, you never know what his state of mind would have been. But, you know, my kind of thought was ultimate negotiation tactic. I'm bailing this guy out of jail. He's going to be happy when he sees me. But anyways, that being said, everybody, this is what I've been working on basically the past week and weekend, and it just turned out incredible. I'm super happy with it. Now all we're going to be doing is basically we're going to throw some grass seed down and kind of let Mother Nature do what it does. Let some grass grow up, then we'll mow the lawn and just kind of keep it upkeep. And then basically what my plan is, you'll see my cursor here on the screen where this dumpster is off to the left. We're planning on putting a modular split level home on this backside of the property. Then over here, we're going to do possibly a 3-car garage, or we're going to do like probably like a 20 by 40 pole shed. Not really sure exactly the dimensions of that yet, but the point is going to be a really nice house. And then we're planning on starting a group home on this property. It's perfect being it's close to the police station, it's close to hospitals, and it's close to Walmart and other grocery stores. So really good location for all of that. Planning on doing a group home with this lot. And if for some reason the group home doesn't work out with this lot, I might just put like a little cabin on it and make a little fire pit, because for those of you guys that know, I kind of live right in town at the moment, so it would be nice to have a little place to go where I could just kind of, I don't know, maybe kick back late at night. Maybe I want to have a fire or something, not be bothered. It's kind of nice to get away. But if that, you know, ends up not being a thing, that's probably what I'll do. And, you know, maybe after I put a little cabin on it and a fire pit and kind of make it nice, I might put it up for sale. I don't know if I'm going to list it extremely cheap, but I'll put it up for a price where I make a really good profit. And then on top of that, put it at a price where, you know, I feel good about selling it, not that I'm just selling it to make a profit like that. So very interesting. Hope this kind of, you know, motivates you all out there. And I hope it shows you that, you know, if you don't give up on something, you never know what it could become. You know, if you don't quit, if you don't just drop out, just leave out, or just give up, this is what you could have. And this applies to any business, any investment. Obviously, if something's going bad, or, you know, obviously a stock sinking or something, yeah, sure, jump out. But when it comes to stuff that takes persistence and hard work, this is what you can accomplish. I mean, you guys saw this starting picture. Look at this. I mean, this place is an absolute disaster. I mean, it was terrible. When I first started out there, I was like, man, I'd love to clean this up by hand and have it done in a day, but this is like a 1-month project for somebody working by hand, and I don't have the time. You know, I got phones sitting here, a lot of phones sitting here actually, just because of the fact that I've been busy with this. Not that it matters, because prices have been going down anyways. They're not going up, so I might as well hold the stock that I've got. But that being said, this is the final product. This is what it's going to look like. So I hope this motivates all of you, and I hope you kind of dug this little story. I hope you guys don't mind this stuff. You know, I like talking about phone flipping, but, you know, phone flipping, you know, I can only talk about it so much every single day. And really what I want my channel to be about is I want to help people accomplish financial freedom, help them accomplish a positive and action-taking mindset. You know, I want to put people in the money zone. I want people making money and prospering in life. And this is a really good example on what you can do with your money if you're smart with investing. Like, I'm not the only one out there that has made deals like this. Obviously, it takes a little bit of luck, but this is what you should be doing with your phone flipping profits. Save up your money, put that cash away, whether it's in the stocks, the bank account, or just some cash sitting in your office, and wait for something like this to come along. You know, whether it's flipping a piece of land, a motorcycle, a car, save that money, that cash capital, to be able to flip and do something bigger with it, or invest and do something bigger. If you aren't investing your money, then, you know, you're never going to be able to retire. You got to make your money work for you, whether it's flipping or putting it into something that's going to give you residual income. So that being said, this is my little property. Not sure if it's going to be group home. That's what me and my brother are shooting for. Me and my brother are going to partner up. We're going to start a group home. They're a really profitable business venture. If you guys want to look that stuff up, go on Google, check it out. Group homes are pretty legit. And then on top of that, if that doesn't work, I'm going to have a nice little clean lot that is freshly grass seeded, and I'm going to have a little cabin and a little fire pit on there. and it should be pretty cool either way. But either way, I'm so excited for this, just what I paid for it and what it's worth all around. It's a steal of a deal, and it's probably going to be, you know, my best buy probably all year unless I have something else phenomenal come up like this. So that being said, make sure you guys smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.